What's up, everybody? Welcome to Inside the Game, your one source for all that's cool in video games. Now, you can be a part of our show. All you have to do is go to insidethegame.ca or hit us up on Discord, where there you can submit your clip and end off our show. What's coming up on today's show? Well, here it is. It's the rundown.
I don't know, man. And some of their weapons I found were kind of weak sauce. Like,
I've got some pretty exciting news, guys. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are back.
Yeah, answer that.
What do you think? What do you think, Jane? Is Marvel's Avengers the next Anthem? Looks like an awesome episode. So, without further ado, let's get right into it.
heavy metal, heavy machines. What could go wrong, Steve? Alright, Steve. This week we're reviewing Heavy Metal Machines, a car battle MOBA that's available on Xbox and PlayStation and Steam for free. So, man, what did you think of this game? Because honestly, as far as the music goes, it was great, but that's kind of as far as that goes.
Yes, I like you. As soon as it started up, the heavy metal, the graphics, like the introductory bit, I thought, yeah, this could be a really good game. And then you sort of go into the menu, the music's there. I found it, before we go into the game, I found it better to start the tutorial first. Because it is kind of left stick for controlling your vehicle, anywhere in 360 degrees. The right trigger is for when you're shooting to aim at other vehicles. And then obviously the main objective of the game is a 4-player versus 4-player team. And the idea is there's a bomb in the center of a map, like a mini map. You have to follow the race course to grab the bomb first and then get it to the opponent's camp, charge up the bomb, and then shoot it into their camp to get a point. That's the first point.
And that's it. It's first to 3 with no time limit. So my 4th match of this game, dude, it took me 31 minutes to complete. And our team won 3-0. That could have gone on for almost another half an hour. It could have gone on forever because this game, like I said, there's no time limits. There's no sudden death. And I think that's where this thing is really lacking. Like, you just, in these kind of games where you just go back and forth, you need a sudden death mode. I don't know what it is. I thought about it a bit and I couldn't come up with a really great idea, but still there needs to be something, because for a game that could either go 5 minutes total to 45 minutes, that's too much, man, for what this game is.
I don't know how you found like your vehicles on the game itself.
Yeah, I didn't find it totally intuitive on the controller, man. With the 17 characters, I found they were kind of broken, to be honest. There were some classes where I played and I felt like I was completely useless as far as damage goes. I know I wasn't necessarily a damage-based character, but when you're just getting tossed around, I don't know, man. And some of their weapons I found were kind of weak sauce. Like, one of them, it's like you have to be right in front of them and you can only shoot directly in front of your vehicle. So it's frustrating when you're trying to shoot someone behind you, but you absolutely can't because you can only shoot in front of you. I don't know. There are 17 characters, so you will find a few that you like for sure, but I didn't find it was necessarily totally balanced.
No, and the other thing as well is if you looked into the store as well, how many vehicles you can purchase and the cost of the vehicles, and then what you were saying as well, like there's no time limit, so you just keep and then there's playing the game just to get a few coins at the end of the day to buy what? You have to really grind at this if you want to unlock a lot of vehicles as well for the better vehicles. And they're not like 3-minute rounds either as well. They, like you said, they could go on to like a good 40 minutes just to win 3 matches, just to earn like half the points to buy 1 vehicle or something. And I think there was about 100 vehicles there by looking at it. It just
all the
scrolled on
skins
and on
and
and
everything.
Yeah, and then obviously you can buy paint as well and emotes. and you know, all that coinage adds up. Unless you're going to earn real money, like the microtransactions is going to be phenomenally quite a bit, I can imagine. Like if you want that particular vehicle.
Yeah, well, some things are locked by real money because there's two types of currency. And man, I did find the prices a little steep for what they were asking for. Granted, it's free to play, so, you know,
Yes.
people will spend where they want to, but I don't know. For
Yeah.
me, man, it just didn't really jive.
Yeah, and I think as well, like there is, you can buy an add-on like the pack for it as well to unlock some vehicles and other stuff as well. And I think that was like nearly like $45 just to purchase that, just to unlock 17 vehicles. And the characters, yeah.
Yeah,
So
and that's actually...
it adds up for the type of game as well.
Yeah, because again, since it's got this, you know, top-down perspective, I found,
Yeah.
you know, you want to make your vehicle look cool, but you're so far away, you can hardly really see. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yes. And it's still again very similar to a game that's already out there. With,
Yeah,
lots of
Rocket
cards.
League.
See, and it's got the better graphics as well, and the more timed matches as well.
Yeah, exactly. And one thing I have to add to, which really adds on to the time, is if you're defending in the net and they have like you had mentioned, you have to shoot inside the net. But if the other team just stands there, all they need to do is be close to the ball and press B, and then it magnetizes instantly to them. So
Yes.
it's just adds on so much more time unnecessarily. Man, I think we need to score this one because we've talked a lot. So what are you going to score this one, Steve-O?
I love the music. The gameplay itself is fun in small dosage. If you get you guys, just join up multiplayer, play a few rounds. It's not the kind of game I don't think I'll go back to and play a lot of, where there's something similar, where there's something pretty similar to it. So I'm going to give this a 5.5.
Nice, man. I'm a little bit lower than you, actually. I'm there with a 5 because that 32-minute match drove me absolutely insane. I couldn't believe that there's no sudden death mode with this type of game. These matches go for way too long, and I just did not like the balancing. So a 5 for me, man. A fun co-op game with potential for having balanced teams, but long drawn-out matches with unbalanced characters hurt this one.
Makes you drop the bomb.
Well, it looks like Crystal Dynamics is in some hot water with fans. Marvel's Avengers is just getting a nerf. That's right. The new update for the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X is just around the corner, and with that, well, becomes a bigger grind for XP. Fans kind of had a bit of an uproar, but the developers took to the blog over at Reddit to explain a couple things and why they're going to do this. To me, still doesn't make any sense. The dev team took to their Reddit blog to post, "We wanted to offer more clarification and details on the recently announced XP change. We did not change XP to increase grind for grind's sake. Our initial blog was not comprehensive enough to convey what we were doing and why, so we caused confusion. We get it. So what are we doing and why? Currently, as you get to the higher levels, the XP required between levels didn't scale well. But your ability to crush enemies certainly does speed up at the higher levels. So you could end up leveling up, dinging, as they would call it, 2 to 3 times per mission, with missions taking about 10 to 20 minutes. Okay, so let's break it down. What's going on right now is they feel that we are scaling up too fast and getting rewarded too quickly with us having the ability to understand what's happening with the game, getting used to the new powers and upgrades that we're gaining. So they made it a little bit different and are going to extend the grind so that when we do level up, we can get experience those new upgrades without all the confusion and misguided efforts as to why we're there and what we're doing. And that way we're not missing a power that we might have already received. Either way, at the end of the day, what are we even grinding for? Well, stick around in this week's episode because the guys and I talk about Avengers, because maybe this could be Anthem 2.0.
I've got some pretty exciting news, guys. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are back in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, a new game coming to PC and consoles, just announced from the team that actually came out with Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game. So we know that side-scrolling pedigree is there because that game is absolutely solid. So if they can bring those mechanics into a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game, I think that's going to be absolutely amazing. The fact that we're getting co-op, 4-player co-op, is going to be a ton of fun here. The fact that you can just jump in and play as your favorite turtles, switch between them, it just brings you back to that 1991 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time. That was just an absolutely blast of a game. It's just, you know what? I love the fact that the Ninja Turtles are back. I was a huge fan as a kid. I know they've kind of come through generations. They've changed their looks, but we're going back to that retro feel. So honestly, I can't wait for some more details about this game because Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are back. Cowabunga, dudes.
So today, I am unfortunately the bearer of bad news in regards to V1 Interactive officially closing its doors. Now, these guys, they developed most recently Disintegration. Drew and Scott, they reviewed it on the show last year, and they actually had a really good time with it. The story was pretty cool. It's got this first-person shooter and real-time strategy elements blended together. And like I said, those guys, they actually really liked it. Now, the community, unfortunately, I guess they didn't quite receive it as well. The multiplayer, it died within 3 months of being released. And V1 Interactive, they've been completely transparent the entirety of this journey. So, moving forward, I'm pretty happy about this because they actually gave their workers some time to find another job. None of these people have immediately lost their job, and I'm gonna say this because most recently Google Stadia, they kind of really dropped the bomb on their employees. So at least, you know, V1 Interactive, they didn't just close their doors and everyone's out of a job during a crazy pandemic. They have some stuff and to work on moving forward. So at least there's that.
You've probably finished The Last of Us Part 2 already. Well, considering it did launch almost a year ago now, coming up on June 19th, just a few months away, it's been a long time. You may have even been in it twice. So what's next? Well, Neil Druckmann teased that more is coming down the pipeline. We definitely know a show is on the way. Joel and Ellie have been cast. That looks pretty cool. But what's next for the game? Are we getting DLC? Well, sounds like we're getting multiplayer. A position over at Naughty Dog has been spotted for an economy designer. We're looking for a passionate multiplayer economy designer who can help us create avenues for self-expression for our players, ensure robust longevity to our games, and give our players great rewards to strive for. The job description continued, and the requirements were to design and tune game economy and progression, and collaborate extensively with the live operations teams to optimize economy and response to players' needs. So what does this mean for The Last of Us Part 2? Well, we don't really know. It's very little, to be honest, to go off of. Yeah, multiplayer is coming, which is great, because if you played the first one, the multiplayer was actually very unique. So I'm kind of excited to see where they're going to take this one. But from the sounds of things, maybe another battle pass could be in the way and coming for multiplayer for The Last of Us Part 2. Is this something you're looking forward to? Let us know, InsideTheGame.ca.
It's time to pull out your phone because I have a date for you to set in your calendar. That's right, on March the 18th this year, Square Enix will debut its very first digital showcase that will last for approximately 40 minutes. Now here's a rundown of what to expect. First off, there will be a world premiere of the next game in the critically acclaimed and award-winning Life is Strange series. The show will also feature trailers, gameplay, videos and announcements for the following: Outriders, which comes out on April the 1st, Balan Wonderworld, which arrives on March the 26th, the ongoing celebration for the 25th anniversary of Tomb Raiders, Marvel's Avengers by Crystal Dynamics, an upcoming action shooter, Just Cause Mobile, a new mobile game announcements from the awards-winning Square Enix Montreal studio, and a look at a few of the whimsical games from Square Enix sister company, Taito. I have to say, I'm really looking forward to this event, as there's a few things that really caught my eye. I'm very interested in the world premiere of the next series of The Life is Strange, but I'm also very curious about Crystal Dynamics' Marvel's Avengers, as me and the guys sat down and discussed where the future holds for Marvel's Avengers and whether there is enough content, and also the new thing of them bringing up the XP, making it harder to get rewards, so you have to do a lot more grinding. So it'd be very interesting to see what Crystal Dynamics will actually bring to the war table.
I'm back continuing on with my discussion with Jane and David about Hitman 3. So here it is, part 2 of the Hitman 3 interview.
Hello there. My name is Agent 47, and you better watch Inside the Game.
David, I do have to ask though, there's been Hitman movies. How do you feel about those?
Oh, they suck. Yeah, no, I feel terrible about that because what is the one that's just coming out now?
Is there another one coming out now too?
No, not a Hitman.
Okay, I was gonna say, what did I miss?
I just read about it on IMDb.
What, based on a computer game? A film based on a computer game?
Yeah, and everyone's going, oh, I know. Oh, it'll continue. Yeah, it's a British actor. He's playing Nolan North's part in.
Tom Holland as Nathan Drake?
No, exactly.
Uncharted series.
Tom Holland was saying, this was a mistake. And
Ouch.
You really should not say that before the premiere.
No.
You know, just keep him away from any. I mean, how do you do that? Because of social media and whatever. But
Yeah.
you know, he just said, "Oh, I just felt like I was just standing around showing my six-pack." That's got me thinking about the six-pack. And I just had to get buffed up for 6 months and then stand there looking sweaty and butch. And I'm going, yeah, suck it up. But on the whole, I think it's real difficult to match the same kind of dedication from the fans in a feature film.
I think that's true, isn't it? Because games demand something of the player. That's the whole point. They really ask you to engage yourself in the world of the game, and you just simply can't translate that to a feature film. And maybe the wiser approach is to go the other way around, to start with a feature film that's really engaging and interesting and popular, and then turn that into a game.
I think seriously, that would be more fun because, you know, I get people saying, "Hey, I've just playing a Hitman 3, and I've played it for the last 50 hours," and I'm going, "Whoa!"
That's
but is that level of involvement with just you and Diane Burnwood and Agent 47 in a room, you know, and that is you timed that by a bunch of games.
Yeah, it's a lot of time.
Match the same kind of intensity of that compared to a 90-minute film.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
Dane, you mentioned that you're not actually much of a gamer at all, which is a funny take considering you do so many voices within the industry itself. David, do you play at all?
In my other life.
In your other life, okay.
I do occasionally. I remember when I got a PlayStation 4 a couple of years ago, I actually did say, right, I'm going to go to work now, everyone. I'm going into this room. Actually, my studio was across the road. It was around the corner from my house. So I went around there with and I said, I'm going to work now, and I will not be disturbed. I'm going to play computer games. Hitman, actually.
Yeah.
I'm not much of a gamer. I used to be.
But Jane, you never really kind of gravitated towards gaming at all. You just you're just the behind the scenes, the voices of some of the legends that I've been playing for years now at this point.
Well, you know, we were talking earlier about how you can spend 50 hours on a game, and I have played computer games in my past, but I feel like I just don't have the time. And I also recognize in myself that I can either be a total scatterbrain or I can focus on one thing and just stay stuck in that one thing. And I feel like if I started playing computer games, and nobody would see me for many days, perhaps. And so I just think, gosh, it's maybe better for me to avoid it. However, yeah, I think I'm going to start playing computer games again because they are so amazing, you know, and just, I think the technology is just so fascinating to see how they're changing and evolving. They are spectacular. And I also think the implication of games is, you know, it's a great entertainment value, but I think there's lots of really positive, amazing things that we can do in our world via gaming. So,
the BAFTA Games nominations came out yesterday, and apart from being suicidally disappointed not to be nominated, yeah, I was up for another game. What was just like you say, Jane. I was looking at going through the nominations and looking at the graphics, and then going, oh yeah, because I got to see a lot of them, go through some of the sequences when I was trying to see them all so I could vote.
Yes.
And I was reminded, again, wow. Oh, I can't. Oh, that is so good. Oh, I'm so pleased that got nominated for, you know, sound design or it is so inspiring, the gaming industry. And you don't even necessarily have to play it. You just have to get a broad look at what's out there and going, where did this come from? Of how many, you know, ones and zeros? Who thought of this? And it's just mind-boggling. So, no, there's tremendous amount of positive things to be obviously said about our wonderful industry of gaming, but not necessarily have the time to play it.
Yeah, for sure. Jane, what got you started in voice acting?
Yeah.
Well,
I want to know.
I went to school in Vancouver and theater school, and you know, got an agent, as you do. And my agency at the time, they sent their actors out for kind of everything. They had I think they had a voice department in their agency. Anyway, they just sent me out for voice auditions as well as theater auditions in film and TV. And I got my start doing dubbing Japanese cartoons into English, Ronin Warriors and Dragon Ball Z. That was great fun. And then I did a cartoon. I did Sabrina the Teenage Witch and other little bits and pieces. And then I kind of went off into theater, but it's always sort of been there, running parallel alongside my I want to say my acting career. It's not that it's not acting; it is acting, but I guess acting in film, TV, and theater. So that's how I got into it. And then when I moved to the UK, just a similar situation, really. My agent just got me auditions for voice stuff, and one day I showed up at Side, and they cast me as Holly Goodhead in Legends 007. That was my first game at Side. Yeah.
Really?
Many years ago. Yeah.
That's awesome. What about you, David? What got you started in voice acting?
My mom is the short answer. No, I was second year at university doing drama and English and a bunch of other subjects, and it was my mom said, "Hey, why don't you know? This is in South Africa in the 70s. Yes, I am that old, but
I'm still in the 70s.
Are you? Oh, I feel better now.
I'm right at the end, though. I just gotta let you know, I'm right at the end of the 70s.
Oh yeah, you had to say.
I had to.
No, the point being, I was 19, and then radio drama was still the main thing in South Africa. Television only came to South Africa in 1976. So TV in 79 was pretty crap. So everyone was glued to the radio again, radio drama, Thursday night radio drama. Oh, what? I must go and, and it was my mom said, listen, why don't you go down to the local national radio station and audition, ask them if they need some Juve voices for the radio players. And so I did, and they, I was just playing the love interest and kissing my hand a lot and stuff like.
Do you still do that, David?
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
when you're lonely.
Kiss the mirror. Yeah. But so yeah, I got in via radio drama. But here's the thing. Getting back to what Jane said about how we record, we're still pretty much isolated, and we get the lines we need, and and the direction. But it's not much has changed. It's still, though all that insane technology is out there and is being green screened and motion capture, performance capture to death. The basic procedure is just you and a metal microphone, alone in a room, pretending to be the King of France or an orc from you're using your imagination as you're saying these lines. And I don't know how we got into it. We're still there. I love it.
That's great. We have a couple of questions from our community, actually. Eddie Player 1 wants to know if you've played Hitman 3 and if you have a favorite level.
Yeah, I am, and I'm way up there. Or I'll fall on my sword and say, no, I've not played Hitman 3. I have played a little bit of a demo, but no. I've got 5 different keys to access. They just keep sending me them. I'm going, this is so good. I've got PlayStation, Xbox, and PC, but I want I haven't got I want PlayStation 5, and I will go and buy it very, very soon, and then I will go and lock myself in a cupboard, and play it to death. But no, I haven't. Hitman 2, I was pretty cool on, and Hitman 1. Sapienza was my favorite.
It still is my favorite.
It really? Yeah, okay, so it's not just me. Yeah.
Nope.
I like Paris as well, but Paris and Sapienza did it for me. I love it.
Jane, have you dabbled in Hitman 3 at all?
No, but IO Interactive is going to send me a key to play it, which I haven't
you can have one of mine.
Thank you. Okay, sure. So I will, and I look forward to it.
We also have Nerdcast. Northern Nerdcast Jane wants to know, is Keanu Reeves as nice as people say?
Well, I wish I could tell you, but as for our previous conversation, I never met him, which is so disappointing. I mean, I know from hearsay that Keanu Reeves is a very nice Canadian, a fellow Canadian.
Yep.
I know that he is a really super guy. But unfortunately, I didn't meet him when I did Cyberpunk. I did get to act with him occasionally, later on in the process when we go back to do pickups and they change the story a little bit and they need to record things. Then I would hear his voice and could act off of him. But yeah.
Cool.
That's very cool. And GameZub wants to know, what made Diana choose Agent 47?
Yeah, answer that.
Oh.
What do you think? What do you think, Jane?
He's special. He's unique. She could see potential and something extraordinary in him. And I think she's an extraordinary person as well. Very astute, I guess, and very good at observing things. And maybe somewhere along the line, she knew that he killed her parents, and she's like, "I'm gonna get that." No. I don't know.
Well, that was a tough one. That was the tough one. But you know, in Hitman 3, you don't even have to play it. Just check out some YouTube clips of playthroughs. Diana, you kill people.
I know.
We're taking them out together, and it's it's a pleasure to watch you in action. I must say.
Get my hand. Yeah, I know.
You're quite vicious. I saw you stab someone. I'm going, what?
All in a day's work, David.
I know. I'm never turning my back on you. So they're good question. Special.
I want to thank you both so much for your time and joining me on the show today. It was an absolute honor, and you guys are always welcome back to Inside the Game.
Thank you so much, Drew. It was really lovely to chat with you, and always great to have another visit with David.
How did you know?
Your deal. That kind of power always comes with a price.
Alright, so for this week's Mobile Mention, I'm talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Madness. This auto-battler RPG where you level up your heroes and villains through both PvP and PvE events. Now what I really like about this game is that it is filled with all the heroes and villains that you are all familiar with. Now I didn't really grow up too much with the cartoon, so I've been paying attention to that, so there were a lot of unfamiliar faces. But I did grow up with the movies, so you have Master Shredder and Splinter and April and Casey Jones and of course the Ninja Turtles. You could play as all of them and level them up, all of which they have their own abilities and their sort of class. You know, one's a tank or one's more of an AoE based character. So there's actually a lot of depth to this really silly free-to-play game. Now I will warn you, this game is filled with ads, which do at least give you in-game currency, but my goodness, they really push it in your face, and they really do want you to spend money. But I mean, I do understand it is a free-to-play game. They have a battle pass, which is a little pricey, $27.99 Canadian, yikes. But at any rate, if you're into this thing, it might be worthwhile. So you might be wondering, how can you play as both the villains and the heroes? Well, the story kind of takes place in multiple time dimensions. So you're, I don't know, running into characters, and I guess some of them are good and you can obtain them and use them. It's kind of confusing, but that's what happens when you go into that interdimensional kind of stuff. So that all being said, it's at least fun to play as Splinter and Shredder and some of the evil characters from the show and the movies. So that pretty much sums it up. I had a lot of fun with this game. I'm going to kind of keep playing casually because, well, I love the Ninja Turtles and I've been really just kind of itching for that nostalgia, and this kind of really caught that itch for me. So that being said, let me know if you check it out at InsideTheGame.ca or on our Discord, of course.
Guys, I've had a question that's been on my mind for a while. Is Marvel's Avengers the next Anthem? We saw the closure, the ending of Anthem. I was really kind of hoping that would get turned around, but now I'm concerned for the future of Marvel's Avengers. There are fans out there that are going to absolutely deny that this is even a possibility. And when you think about what Crystal Dynamics has in their hands right now with Marvel's Avengers, yeah, the IP is one of the probably, well, the most wealthiest and well-known in the entire world. However, when it comes to the game, well, let's break it down. So we finished the game. Now what do I do? And now on top of this, they want to nerf the XP. So if you don't understand, if you haven't followed what's going on with Marvel's Avengers, right now, they're actually making it harder to grind out. And their reasoning behind grinding your XP, the slowing process of it all, is to give you the ability to learn all of your abilities you gain for spending your skill points. So their status was, because earlier you would grind so quickly, you would get a bunch of skills all at once and then you would never master anything. now they're gonna drag it out, and that's becoming a problem because, like, Nate, dude, you start, because, man, honestly, I'm a little fired up and a little nervous because at this point in the game,
it's heated in here, folks.
Dude, I am fired up because, like, what a fumble, I'm gonna put it as, this has become. Because right now, I've maxed Hulk 150 for what? Because I don't have a raid to do, and this is when I go right back to the Tyrant Mines of Anthem, where you keep doing the same thing over again. If I want to get one of these trophies, I have to do the Vive Halt, or the vault 50 times. I'm like, why do I want to do the same thing 50 times?
No.
Then they give us a new character. We got Kate Bishop. Great, finished her storyline. Nothing else really to do except grind her out for no particular reason. And now we're about to get Hawkeye, who's the same character practically. I'm a little annoyed, guys, and I'm a little nervous for the game. I'm probably going on a little too long. I could keep going, but Nate, just take it. Just go. Before I start losing it.
Okay. All right, well, let's kind of start with their tweet and their response to them, being like, oh, we're going to reduce the XP, whatever, or increase the XP. Right? So basically, they're just like, you guys are too stupid to know how to use your skill points, so we're just going to nerf that. And what it also tells us is that they're somehow running out of content. They're trying to delay us from getting to the end game and wanting more, so to say. So that's basically what this is. Somehow we don't even have Spider-Man. That was just this, whatever, something we know that's coming, I guess, in a few months.
Yeah, only on PlayStation, mind you.
So then what does Xbox get
Nothing.
At that point? And PC?
Nothing. Sony holds the rights for Spider-Man, so even PC and Xbox fans will not be getting Spider-Man at all. That's the whole reason I went to PlayStation for this game, because I knew Spider-Man was coming on that side only.
And the other thing as well is you leveled up your Hulk to 150.
Yeah.
So if you want to play another character, does it mean you have to do all those missions again?
Yeah.
Like all the way to the end to level up?
The
Probably
same
times?
Absolutely. Yeah. Steven, you I were talking about it off camera too. The fact that we're in the same environments over and over and over again. Like, we're still doing the same thing, right? Nate, you mentioned a while ago that looter shooter, the fan base are always hungry for more. And when they presented Marvel's Avengers as a looter shooter, dude, I am at this point starving, fading away, and dying in the desert.
Yeah. I mean, I love the main campaign of the game. And then it just go here, find the aim, like the shelters and the hideout place. But I found it very repetitive, and it come to a point of I put the game down for a long time, played other games, and it's good just for a Saturday morning, maybe an hour, do the same thing or do the training. Then that's it. I am getting bored of the game.
But Steve, the thing is, like, yeah, you're doing the same thing, but it's all for what purpose? There's no end game big mission that they're hyping up. It's like,
no,
we have Spider-Man coming on PlayStation in a few months. It's like, man, your population is dying. Like, this was a couple months ago, it was like at 1,000 or something. Maybe it's gotten a boost since all the Boxing Day sales and all these sales that have been going on lately. But I mean, I don't really think so, man.
And the funny thing is, I think Fortnite's had more Marvel characters than the Avengers.
No, I love it, guys. I was just gonna point out that three of you guys have played this game significantly more than I have. I've had a very introductory level. We've played some multiplayer. I've done some of the story, but very, very base. I enjoyed my experience with the game as much as I enjoyed my experience with Anthem. And over the course of the three of you guys just talking, I've ticked down 6 different things, or 6 similar things that you can draw comparisons between this game and Anthem. So the question of this discussion is this game looking like Anthem? It sure as heck is, because if we don't have endgame content, the only characters we're getting are DLC characters that are literally the same, just a reskin of themselves. They're boosting XP to make the grind even harder, and it's not even enjoyable right now. This has got Anthem slapped all over it, and I mean, I hate to say it because this game plays like you're playing an Avengers movie. Like, there's a million characters in the Marvel universe to choose from, and they literally gave you 2 bow and arrow characters. Like, that blows me away. Yeah. And it just, I can't understand how they could flop so hard when they have so much content to work with.
I don't also find like the maps look the same. They could have expanded on the maps, I think, in the game. It just looks too blocky, and the same kind of thing in the Avengers. You know, you like play Watch Dogs or Cyberpunk. It looks different when you go down this street or down there. It's very grid orientated, or that's how it felt to me.
No, absolutely, Steve. Everything just in the world of looter shooters, eventually it becomes repetitive, it becomes grindy, but the game hasn't been around long enough to be at that status already, and that's the biggest problem. I'm already out there getting new members to join the factions and all that kind of stuff, and you're grinding the same missions over and over and over again, and I can only do that for so long before I bounce out. And I bounced out. I came back for Kate's story, wrapped that up, and then left again. So I come back for a 3-4 hour campaign mission, and then I'm out because there's no reason for me to stick around. Again, my characters look the same unless I go buy the challenge card. You know, the battle pass is connected to every character that's in the game. That's what is going on now. And if you grind them out enough, you can earn those in-game currency points to then buy the next one. Okay, cool. But at the same point, I'm not coming back just to beat up the same robots over and over again so I can get my daily for no end game reason except for leveling up my character for a couple new skins.
Yeah, exactly what you said. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's not hard to just look at Marvel and go, look at the opportunity, right? Just look at it. Take a look at Disney Infinity. The Marvel characters that were in Disney Infinity alone, just use some of them. It's just, I know, I understand video games are hard to make. There's no doubt. I'm not a developer. I'm just a guy on the other side complaining about a game that I love. That's really what it comes down to, right? And we complain or whine or whatever you want to talk about because we want more of what we love to do. And it was just missed. The game is just being missed right now. A huge opportunity of what could have been. And man, when you played the campaign, like you said, Corey, you feel like you're playing the Marvel's movie, right? The Avengers movie. So why not keep having that come every month or every other month or a couple weeks or something? Give us something that we're starving for on a regular basis, and you got a loyal fan. Then it's that simple. If I know at the beginning of every month there's a new drop, dude, I'm in, right? It's that simple. I talked to my brother, him and I just grind out when the game first launched. That's all we played, non-stop. All of our friends would jump on, we'd be in there partying up every night playing this, and then we finished. My brother has not been back since, and it's just like that. That's what's going on with the community right now. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, and it took them over a month and a half to even get their servers balanced, because even when we tried to stream it, like a month later, it took us 40 minutes just to connect to a 10-minute mission.
Yeah. No, it's definitely unfortunate. Let us know at insidethegame.ca if you think, is Marvel's Avengers the next Anthem?
All right, Steve, this week we're going with a recommend or don't recommend on The Protagonist EX1, which is available on Steam for $13.
So the plan was to send out a distress beacon near Anamon far orbit and wait for the aliens to tow us in for study. We've determined they seem to prefer capture over killing whenever possible. So how did I end up here?
So, man, what did you think of this turn-based RPG strategy game, man? Because I've had a lot of experience with this genre, and this one kind of reminds me of more of a Dread Nautical approach as opposed to like an XCOM or a Gears Tactics approach.
So I was kind of looking forward to playing it. I'm very open-minded to try any different type of game. So when we start off on the space station, and you have to find out why you're there, and then you have to investigate why it's threatening your planet Terra. So the game itself is you play Angel, and it's actually point and click, move your cursor, left click, and the character moves to that position. A lot of the doors you find might be locked, or there's a code to unlock it, and you have to play a couple of puzzles to unlock the doors. And it could be moving around on door switches to open doors or defeat certain enemy. but you also have some help as well. A character called Pilot that is a voice in your ear that tries to help and guide you.
Yeah, and Steve, with this voice, he's actually not a voice, which is kind of funny because half the game you're actually involved with real voiceovers, but then all of a sudden this character Pilot who's talking in your ear is not talking. So that was a bit of a disconnect for me. And another thing too, man, is while you're playing the game and doing these puzzles, you can't really move your camera. You can rotate it to kind of help yourself move some of these, this battery from this location to the other. But it was kind of frustrating, honestly, a lot of the time to not just be able to simply pan my camera over and then just simply drag it. Because, I don't know, like you said, it's point and click. It's not like a lot of these other games where you have a more of a top-down perspective. So yes. I didn't like that as much, I'd say.
So to move the objects, you have to move your mouse over the object, left click it to pick it up, to move over the switch to open the doors. I do find that a lot of the doors are already locked, so you have to progress further in the game, and I'm assuming you'll have to go all the way back to explore other areas. The other thing as well is you do have weapons as well. You start off just bare-fisted, didn't you?
Yeah, man.
So that's all you have for fighting, and then the first thing you come across is a drone, and then it'll give you a slight tutorial how to fight the drone.
And man, getting into the combat, that's where this game is different, and that's why I'm gonna lean more to the recommend, because it is different, but I just got a little frustrated with it. So like most games, when you enter a combat into these turn-based style, you are allotted a certain amount of action points. But unlike other games, this one you have movement, and it costs 1 action point, but you're only allowed to move up to like 4 spaces around. So once you do that, you are then stuck with about 4 action points starting the game. Anyways, you start with 5. So then you either have to shoot if you once you finally pick up a weapon, or just end your turn. So it's strange because it's 1 action point to move, and then that's all you can do for your turn. You're stuck either using a couple of your abilities, which is like overload or hack, and I don't know, man. It just made everything take way longer. I don't understand why they would go this way. And another thing too, the hand-to-hand combat cost MP versus AP. So you can do these combos and use up your MP as well as using action points. I found it was so overly complicated for no real reason.
Yeah, I did have some slight trouble with the points on the melee attacks, because you get, I think, is it punch, kick, elbow, and knee, and when you click on each one, it will give you like different levels or power, and then you have to drag it into like make in this combat tree, I guess, like your combination moves. You can link combination moves together, like you can punch and you can kick to get extra points. But I had a lot of issues with, I kept putting more moves in there than what I was allowed to, because I exceeded the points. So you end up just doing like a 1 punch and it could be a miss.
Dude, it was strange. They show 3 slots and they provide all these different moves that have different levels. Again, they don't really explain all of it. So you try to combo together, you can put only 2. I tried every combination of everything, and I can only put 2 moves, and then I do a punch kick, and it's a miss, or a 1 damage, 1 damage. So I'm like, well, it's just, again, overly drawn out for no reason. But then once you get further into it, man, I leveled up my characters and their skill points, which is really cool, and I enjoy. But I maxed out my pistols and my melee with the 2 different characters that you have near the beginning. And man, I missed 6 times in a row just to get killed from these drones and have to restart. And it's nothing I could do, man. They were 1 space away, and I missed, and then I missed, and then they shoot at me, and then my character dies, which your characters die really fast in this. If they get hit twice, I'm playing on normal, they're done. Yes, they do revive if you survive the attack, which is nice, but still, it's just, man, I don't know. There's just not enough strategy involved or available while you're doing your battles. It's like there's no cover system. It's really just walk up to them, punch, or shoot, or hack.
Yeah.
Which was why I'm kind of like, I don't know. But again, this is early access. They have some things to adjust. So maybe in the full release game, we will for sure see new missions and new characters and new creatures, because, you know, again, in this, there wasn't a lot of variety.
Yes, yeah. I think we should do a recommend and not recommend.
All right, Steve, so as you can tell, I'm a little different. I'm going to have to actually go, though, with a recommend. I have been complaining a lot about it, but I do think the graphics are great. The voiceovers, when they're there, are pretty cool. The characters are cool. And the combat, I'm not fully sold on it, but I think if maybe with a little more polish, this could be something, you know, of great value for only $13. What about you, man?
Well, like you, Nate, I love the graphical style of it. I like the music as well when it gets intense, when it gets into the battle mode. I did find the battle cumbersome, like on the picking the points and what moves to do. But I did like the close-up of the cutscene when you actually perform the battle. I'm hoping to see a little bit more than just drones, because I just find it a little bit more repetitive. It'd be different if there's different machines or robots or something else to battle against. But the platform and the idea of everything I do like, and the storyline. So I'm going to give this a recommend as well. The music, the story and the style of graphics really suit this point-and-click sci-fi game. Unfortunately, the same enemies and awkward combat scheme made it frustrating at times. The Protagonist EX1 is still in early access and is a recommend.
The guys and I were live this week over on twitch.tv/theofficialitg. We're there, we are hanging out and playing some Watch Dogs Legion multiplayer. That's right, time for some co-op action. Let's go. We're checking out some Watch Dogs. Oh no, there's a bunch of guys here. This is not good, not good, not good. I gotta move, I gotta move.
Back out of there, back out of there.
I did. Woo. Okay, what did you guys got equipped? I got the cloak. Where I go invisible.
Oh, I got a lead pipe. I don't. I'm basic, man. I'm basic.
What's your RB ability? Do you have an RB ability at all?
Yeah, it's a mine.
Oh, okay. So you got EMP mine. What do you got, Steve?
Cloak.
You got a cloak. Okay, cool. Get the PPE on. What's up, Smelly Hacks? How you doing, buddy? Checking out some Watch Dogs multiplayer. Oh no.
I'll distract him.
I did not have my ability on, apparently. Got him.
Oh, there's somebody else. Got us up high.
Yeah.
He's up up.
Oh, he's up top. That did not go according to plan at all.
Oh, he got the shotgun.
Oh no,
He's
no.
up top,
There's
he's up
another.
top.
Oh, there's a bunch more up there.
Oh,
Up top roof.
Oh no.
Alright, I'm coming. I got the one on the roof.
Here comes another one.
Oh, that's our teammate that got down. I was like, oh.
I've been hit. I'm shooting him in the leg. Apparently it's not doing it.
Zapped his feet.
Me too.
Oh, okay, I'm back. Where are you?
Okay, I'm on the far end. Keep coming straight. Come to my voice, Corey.
Yeah, I'm rolling.
I'm dead. Oh. It's all good. Man, that guy had a good gun too. Your gun sucks.
Yeah. Oh, good. Okay. Take some cover.
Okay, I'm coming back.
All right, I got this thing. Weak.
Nice.
Just gonna hit the under blast over there. Oh.
That hurts. He's immune. Get out of here. Ouch.
Oh, man.
Oh, is that thing good? Oh. Helps be hit it. No.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Doing that. Yep. Oh, man. Oh, I took so many shots there, too. These things are...
Uploading. I'm uploading. Nope. I'm invisible. You can't see me.
This is it, too. We get it.
Yeah, we got this. We got it. Got it. Come on.
That's the experimental drone down.
Nice.
The core reinforcements are flooding in.
Whoa.
Yo, that thing blowing up almost killed me.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Oh.
Oh, where were these guys coming from?
Yo. Come on, pop your head up. Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Dude was climbing the ladder and never made it up.
Officer's been injured.
Jump off the bridge and into the river, guys.
Okay. Which direction? Oh, the back side, the other side, the other side. I jumped.
Okay, I'm coming, I'm coming.
There's like a circle off to the side you gotta land.
Oh.
Oh no. He doesn't want to jump over the edge.
I
Vault,
climbed
vault.
over the box.
Whoa. Okay, I'm in.
Oh, there you guys go. Nice. Yeah, that's fine. Oh no, Steve got down.
Chances are.
He died. He died.
Oh, Steve.
That's me.
Dude, you drowned in the water. You're dead.
He died on impact. I watched that. Hey, he's mission complete.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh man, that's too funny. Oh.
Well, that'll wrap up this week's show. And if you want to be a part of our episodes, all you have to do is go to InsideTheGame.ca or hit us up on Discord just like DC Legend did. Here's some Apex action. Sometimes no bullets means no problem. Until next week, thanks for watching, and we'll see you inside the game.
Down. Now we can loot them.